Hi there, how's it going? Welcome to Enhancing Human Experience. And as you can hear, I've got a little bit of a chest cold, a head cold thing going on, and I thought I better get the podcast wrapped up a little bit sooner than I had typically planned. I usually wait a day to record the weekly podcast, but I thought, I don't know how bad this thing's going to get, so I better get it done. In this episode of the show, we're going to be talking about Parkinson's law and how it applies to not only getting things done from a productivity standpoint, but also from a manifestation standpoint. And that's where I think things get really exciting. Both of them are valid. You know, productivity is more working in the physical world, getting our projects done, but we can also apply it to our state of consciousness as well. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But before I get too far into the show, I just want to remind you, if you're into meditation or if you've ever had any questions about what transcendental meditation is or the benefits that you could receive from learning it, I really encourage you to check out last week's podcast where I interviewed Tracy Larison. Tracy is a longtime meditation practitioner. She even attended Maharishi University of Management, which was formerly Maharishi International University in Fairfield, Iowa. And she has a lot of great stories and experiences that she shares in that episode about transcendental meditation, attending the university, and also affecting the field of collective consciousness that we're all a part of. So I really enjoyed that interview. If you haven't listened to that, it's available on iTunes or Google Play or on my website, gmarkphillips.com. I think you'll really get a lot out of it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So let's get into Parkinson's law. So Parkinson's law is this. It is the notion that work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. And as we're coming up on 1 month till the end of the year, I'm don't know if you're like me, but I'm sure you've got projects on your plate that you set a goal to be done by the end of the year with them. And we've got 1 month now. So the time is being compressed and it's like do or die time. This came up for a couple different reasons. The first of which is my project that I'm had on my plate. The most important one that I want to get done the most is book 2 of the Magic of Being book series. That's my children's book where I talk about self-image and self-concept. And so book 2 has been on my plate, and I'm embarrassed to say this, for over a year, about a year and maybe a year and a half or a year and 2 months. And I've told myself, well, Mark, it's okay that you're pushing that off because you've got other stuff that you're doing and you're maintaining the podcast and you're maintaining all these other things. But at the end of the day, no, there's really no excuse for me to have that on my plate this long. And there is a function of the notion that I really want to get the message right for kids. But at the end of the day, if I don't print it, if I don't ship it, what's the point of even worrying about the message if it never gets into kids' hands? And so yesterday I sat down and blocked everything else out and I cranked on that, and I'm like 95% done with the actual content and writing. I've actually had the writing, the main body of it done for a number of months, maybe 6 months, but actually getting it into the computer, formatting it, and putting all the finishing touches on, I haven't done that. So I sat down and I said, it's do or die time now, because I'm within a month time frame. Once I upload to Kindle, go through their process of getting it approved, and then go to the Create Space, which is the content platform that actually creates the print versions of my books. That takes a while to get the books mailed out to you and printed. And so if I want to have that done by the end of the year and in my hands, I have to be pushing really hard right now and actually being unrealistic with myself and unreasonable with myself and getting it good enough, putting everything I can into it, getting it good enough, and then having it be done. Because when we procrastinate trying to get it perfect, I've talked about this before and dedicated entire episodes to this notion that how damaging perfectionistic thinking can be to our careers and ourselves and our growth as human beings. It's easy to slip back into that. And so I think that's why Parkinson's law is such a really good reminder, even to tape to your computer, right? The time you allot for a project is going to be the time that it will take. I think it's really important. So hopefully you'll be able to apply Parkinson's law to some of your projects as you're moving forward and you're wrapping things up in this last month of the year here. We can even look at Parkinson's law from a manifestation standpoint, in the sense that when we make when we make then, now, and there, here, talking about our goals and our objectives, we bring it to the present moment, and that's what affirmation is we want to make a positive statement in the present moment and make it real, make it feel real. A lot of times you'll hear people say, well, I will be this or I will do this. Well, that keeps your goal or your objective outside of yourselves, out in front of yourself. And that's not very beneficial because we want to impress our consciousness in a present moment sense in a positive way. That's when they really start to get real. And a lot of people push them out a little bit, and then we're constantly chasing or running up to that point, but it continues to elude us. So we want to be really careful about doing that. Make it present moment and make it positive statement. So I'm going to wrap the show up about at this point, rather than continue to chat with my scratchy voice here. But I want to remind you before you go that if you haven't downloaded 21 Ways to Radically Enhance the Human Experience, you can do that now on my website, gmarkphillips.com. It's really loaded with a lot of good information. I spent a couple months creating this, and it's filled with really valuable content to help you achieve more of what you want in life, align your state of consciousness, state of being, and get what you want out of life, enhance your experiences. I'm also working on a course. The video work is done. I just need to do a little bit of processing and put that up. That'll also be available on my website, so you can check that out then. So all the best as you move into this last month of the year with your projects and your goals. I wish you all the best, health, wealth, and success. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.